This show has been my first show at Golden West. The coolest thing about this show, Marty's just so good. Like, I've never met someone more organized than Marty. It's almost like she has it planned out since the beginning. It's terrifying.
My name's Marty Ram. I'm the director of The Secret Garden, and I'm a professor of theater arts here at Golden West College, and have been here at Golden West for about 20 years. I'm always a little nervous before auditions because I never know who's going to walk in the door. And I never know, am I going to find that person? I need that person to play that part, whoever the actor is, but I need that part. And I am lucky, 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 because someone walks in the door.
You put down Lily or Ensemble. Are you familiar with the show?
Yes.
So do you know who the Dreamers are?
Yes.
Okay, so the Dreamers are in 10 numbers, and they're dead. And spoiler alert, they're all dead. But they do a lot of things.
And I am fortunate. I have usually a robust number of folks who audition. And I usually can pick and choose. And my gut is telling me which actor to pick. My instincts are saying, that's the one. That's the one that's going to give me the role, and that's the one that's going to develop that character, and that's the one that's going to take direction. And I take chances on people. I cast strangers all the time, and I'm not afraid to welcome them into our family here and work with them. The people who came to audition for The Secret Garden were aware of the show. And I told a lot of my students, I said, look, this is a singing show, a singing and acting show. It's not a dancing show. It's a singing show, challenging singing.
Plant a hedge, cut it back. Dig a hole, try to fill it. Plant a rose, tie it back. Find a mole, try to kill it. It's amazing stuff, it's amazing stuff. Let us this way. Up to left and then take a left again. How a soul can find a way.
You wait till spring then for the moor is bare, covered in gorse and heather, and there's such a lot of fresh air. I mean, Brother Dickon goes off and plays on the moor for hours. He's got a pony that's made friends with him, and birds and sheep and such, and eats right out of his end.
Was that the one you were looking for?
It would be wrong for me to only cast from our students because the students change every semester. So I incorporate as many of the Golden West College students as I can. And many times I'm giving some of them the first opportunity to do things. But if I don't cast it right, then it's a lot harder for me and everybody else.
Do the photo release and bring it back to me. Take one of these backstage info forms. And then everybody gets a vocal book and whichever version of the script you want, loose leaf or bound or bold. And write in. Don't have to return. Which one?
That's like old homemade. Yeah, it works.
Do you want
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
over there, so it's not like a.
I tell my actors in my acting class, on day one, most of them don't know each other. I said, by week 2, you'll all be here at noon, in a class that doesn't even start for another 45 to 50 minutes. I said, we create a family here. That's the only way you can do theater. You create your theater company.
Okay, let's do it. So who's Lieutenant Wright? Is that
Me.
Major, there's a girl in here.
Do you mean alive?
My name's Mary Lennox. Where has everyone gone? Where's my Aya?
He's been keeping it safe for somebody, that much I know.
He has?
Same way the Ida's grown up to hide the door. And perhaps the robins are waiting here to...
Inside of that garden. And you keep it that way, do you hear me?
Good day, Ben.
So we have Archie, Lily, Rose, and Craven staying here. The Dreamers, all of you will go with Steve to the music building. We'll go open the door in just a minute, all right? And you all have your calls for tomorrow, yes.
Ensemble in a musical serves as the Greek chorus. They serve as the folks who tell the audience how to react. The ensemble are not just standing on stage occupying space. They have a real job to do. And while they may not have all the lines, and they may not have all the solo songs, and they may just be doing a little dance step here or there, what they're doing is vitally important for the overall arc of the show. Vitally important.
2, 3. Not used to Archie sitting on the bottom line like that. One more time, Steve. 1, 2, 3. Just a little perish to be free. Cut off from pain. Cut off from pain. Just turn down the reverb.
Do you know that for sure?
Yeah.
Okay, one more time by yourself.
As the director, I deal with all the designers, lighting design, costume design, makeup design, special effects, sound, set design, all those designers.
My name is Tim Muller. I'm faculty in the theater department. I've been at Golden West now almost 10 years. And I teach a variety of courses such as scenic design, scenic painting, lighting design, projection design, and stagecraft, which is where the students learn how to use power tools and other tools on building scenery. The first step in creating a set design for the show is, of course, to meet with the director, to read the script, find out their concept for the show. You know, that's a matter of interpreting the script and what themes or what parts of the script they may want to focus on. And then it's a matter of going back and doing research, but certainly things that you create for the set, for the visual world, need to fit in that time period. So once the model is created, then I bring it into the program and create the different views. And then these are scale drawings that the shop uses to build them. So if we walk out into the shop, you'll see that piece sitting in the shop. And not surprisingly, it looks like what's on the drawing. So there you go. There's obviously, as you can tell, we obviously have to add the vines and everything. But yeah, this is one of the example of what the students do in the class. The students work in conjunction with the personnel in the shop. Probably wouldn't hurt, yeah, which I think we have over by the staircase. Like any musical, the pieces have to move in and out quickly. My exposition, yeah, we're looking to interview people so we get another carpenter.
Grace, am I clear?
Good, now I would say come around, everybody else come around front. I've worked in a number of different theaters, and I will say that the main stage here at Golden West has a lot of really great advantages as far as from a technical standpoint. The fly lines we have, the wing space for storing scenery, gives us a lot of options, especially for musicals where scenery has to move in and out quickly.
I very rarely hear.
So this is where you got to be like random. So take some of those same yellow and purple flowers, some of that same ivy, and put some in here, put some in there.
There we go. Oh, those all look hideous. Okay.
Like kind of in here,
and have it grow up. Like it started in this corner from like only about halfway over and kind of went, we're not going to cover the whole wall, but enough of it that,
This is a really good shop to work in, and I feel like, you know, I'm not the perfect at stuff, but I know how to use tools, I know how to paint, I know all the stuff he's taught us. I am just a student, but I come here on Friday and Saturday sometimes if the set requires more work, and that's not because I have to, you know, I don't really need the extra credit, but I like doing it, you know. It's good to work in the shop, and again, I like learning. I get to do new stuff every time I go in.
So you just finished up, right? Yep. Okay, and go.
But when you're in the house, don't go wandering the halls. Your uncle won't have it.
Hold.
That chair cannot go there.
No.
That's not the place for the chair.
So my cast knows that. I work quickly, I block very quickly. Blocking means I tell the actors where to go. And we do it very fast because I want them on their feet really quick.
I'll do it one more time. Places, everybody. Thank you.
My name's Matt Schleicher, and I'm the lighting designer for The Secret Garden, which is here at Golden West College. And my job is to light the show.
Hold. Don't move. Thank you.
It's not a solo job. It's like it requires so many people and so many parts for it to work. I could sit here and make a bunch of light cues happen in the empty space, but without a form on stage, without a person or a human being moving, or without scenery or costumes, or an idea like a story, right? It doesn't really, it's just, you know, it's just boring, right? But the fact that you're using all these tools to help support a story, I mean, that's what I love the most about it.
I had him bring it down more. So it's as low as it can go. I'm the production stage manager, so what I'm doing now is I'll be calling the show from up here in the booth. And what that looks like is I have my script here that has all of the lighting cues and sound cues written in exactly where they're going. And as we reach that point in the script, I say stand by like Q5, for example, and then my lighting operator will say standing by. So we're all on headsets talking to each other while the show's going on, communicating to make things happen.
One of my favorite things about costuming is being able to do storytelling with the character. I always tell my students that I am the first impression that the audience has of the character before they even say a word, a line in the script.
Time period.
Most of the time, sometimes their first line is off stage, but most of the time, they come on stage and then talk.
That's very cute. Like this?
So the audience's first perception of this character is the costuming. So like Dickon, he is a worker. He's in the fields constantly. He's always out touching animals. So he's not necessarily going to be the most put together guy, right? But he's still taken care of by his patron, the people that hired him and his sister.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
It's been so long.
I know, like the whole 48 hours?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Once you get everything on and see it all together, that helps kind of like solidify character. As an actor, I try to figure out early on what we're looking at as far as shoes, clothing. Am I going to be in pants? Am I going to be in shorts, dress shoes, sneakers? Good with the brown shoes and everything. I love those boots. Obsessed with those boots.
Are they comfy?
Oh, they're so comfy. So I start rehearsing in those immediately so that there's not a huge drastic change when I get in costume. Because how you act in sneakers is going to be different than how you act in dress shoes. I'm just also like a prop actor.
I did notice you got the cool stick.
Look, I love that stick. I'm emotionally bonded with that stick. It is my emotional support stick. How dare you laugh at me? I think if we can open up the vest and
Can do.
put that buddy in there. I love him.
That's the winner.
It's the pop of color.
Yep.
This is for top of Act 2, right? The party?
Well, we're gonna have one for Act 1 and
Oh,
one
okay,
for Act 2.
yes.
Joey, he's in the same costume the entire Act 1. And then over here, Act 2, he's in something different, and then we change again here, right? So this is the party scene, and then they'll change back into this. We'll change into a different costume for this. So you can kind of see, some of it has changed a little bit already since Designer Run, just based off of blocking and what I noticed was actually happening in the room versus what I read in the script and thought might happen. That's why there's some writing, and then I'll make a final one for Tech Week.
I don't want to break one of the chairs.
Then yeah, wherever they need to, wherever they're pushing from.
In a production like The Secret Garden, there were probably 60 people backstage with the cast and the orchestra and all the crews and all the stage managers. And it's a pretty full house.
I'll let you run across tonight, but you're going to actually have to go to the hallway.
I'm Savannah, and I am the sound engineer for Secret Garden. And basically what I do during the show is make sure that the mics are on when they need to be on and off when they're off stage, essentially. And manage levels when the whole choir is singing on stage to make sure that not one person is too loud or too soft.
High on the hill sits a big old house with something wrong inside it. Spirits haunt the walls and make no effort now to hide it.
Sometimes mics can change voices a little bit and you want them to sound as natural as possible.
I heard you get hit by a movie on your right head, and your ugly head rolls off into a ditch.
Awesome, thank you. I just love when a show comes together and I'm able to help enhance the hard work that people have already put into the show and make the audience love it as much as I've grown to for each of them.
So I'm in the front wing. I'm in the first wing.
That's the one.
That's
the one.
So
it'll start going.
I did
yeah.
tell him that.
And with the
I just waited so long watching you. As soon as she comes in and barely gets her butt in the chair,
My name's Michele Gruber. I am the hair and makeup teacher here. I'm actually the theater teacher for makeup, and I was also brought in to be the wig designer. This is a synthetic wig, so the hair looks and feels like normal hair, but what's lovely about it is when we steam it and we set it just on regular rollers and we dry it, it will keep the shape that we want it to hold. So the hair is stitched to the cap around. Then there's a cap up here that all the little tracks of hair are stitched to, and then coming around here, it's stitched on a piece of elastic. So as we go to put it on a performer, we can stretch it and make it fit the performer. When I'm in the midst of working, designing, building, running a show, no one sees me because we come in at 3, 4 in the afternoon. We work till midnight or better. Usually we'll, in a professional theater house, I won't do it here with the students because the students have to get up and go to school the next day. But we'll touch up these wigs every night before we put them away.
I mean, I do my eye makeup at home.
And then of course you have company meetings up right now. Now, if you want, I put my second wig cap on.
Go ahead.
A mighty king, so enemies beware. I've never seen a
Awesome,
king or-
thank you. My opening night speech to everyone, I always thank them for their work, and I say this show is frozen.
This is not the time to say, you know, that got a really big laugh, so tomorrow I'm going to do it different. No, not one thing. Because everyone is relying on you to do what you did before, within a framework. Okay, so it is frozen.
So when I tell them it's frozen, that means it's frozen. You, out of respect for each other and professionally, you will do the show we rehearsed and the show we are opening with this evening.
Copy that. We are opening up the house. And where's your guys' seats at? You are on seat 7. It's going to be on this side of the table here. Okay. All right. I see where you're sitting. You're sitting on seat 14. You guys are in the dead center. You can enter on this side. Enjoy yourself.
Did you just make fun of me?
Of course I did.
Enjoy the show.
Major, there's a girl in here. Do you mean alive?
My name's Mary Lennox. Where has everyone gone?
Her father was a captain in my regiment. What a fine man he was too. We're all very sorry.
High on a hill sits a big old house with something wrong inside it. Spirits haunt the halls and make no effort now to hide it. What will put their souls to rest and stop their ceaseless sighing? Why do they call out children's names and speak of one who's crying?
Archie has the tenderest heart I've ever known.
Silly Lily, have you been so busy looking into his eyes that you missed the hump on his back? Lily!
I can't go losing my job on the advice of a bird now, can I?
It's too heavy. That's why they gave it.
Don't you want one? What are you wanting?
It's much worse being back this time. The dreams are much more vivid. And I hear things in the halls. It's the girl, Archie. Do you mean Mary? But I never see her.
Because you can't see her, Archie, because she reminds you of Lily.
Prepping the props for Act 2, getting ahead of the game.
When it's safe to grow again, you will see. When there's sun and water sweet enough to feed it, it'll climb up through the earth of pale dew green. You clear away the dead parts so the tender buds can form. Loosen up the earth and let the roots get warm.
to walk the walls, he's hid behind for years. What you do then is you tell yourself to wait it out, you say, it's this day, not me, that's bound to go away. Try, you'll hold on, it's this day, not you, that's bound to go.
For as long as you will have us, we are yours, Colin and I. And this is your home. And this, my lovely child, is your garden.
Exactly. So, a lot of things that haven't happened before.
I know. Nice work. Oh, thank you.
If you put spin on that, gives me life.
Because how many of those do we still have down there?
Just these two.
Okay, cool. So we
We kind of found most of them.
Jeez, come on.
Bye.
Bye. I'll see you. Marty is a dream to work with. Rick is a dream to work with. We'll definitely hope to come back. Come back soon.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love these.
And that's what I love the most about it. We're retelling the things that we learn or experience in life in some form live on stage, whether that be through dance or through, storytelling with a play. Those are the things that, get me going and make me want to do it again.
I've been here about 10 years, which means I've done about 40 projects on this stage. And it's a great space to work in. It really is. It allows you to be creative in a lot of different ways.
I think with The Secret Garden, it was a huge cast. It showed all the elements that we bring in: directing, producing, scenic lighting, costumes, sound, makeup, special effects. Everyone has a part to do. On stage, off stage, playing a violin, tying a shoe for an 11-year-old, whatever it is. Everyone has their job, and they do it.
You have people who are all over the place with their art, and it's a really interesting place to learn versus what I've seen other places where I'm just going to do one job.
And they have such a great time doing it. That's why my class runs over. Marty walked by one time, she's like, didn't your class end an hour and a half ago? Yeah, but they're having too much fun. And if I can stay, let's stay.
And they do it because they want to. They do it because this is where they feel safe, and this is where they feel welcomed, and this is where we want your talents.
Fair enough.
Here, it feels like everyone's in it together and working together, and I really like that.